Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to another episode of Xa Talk Show. So we are going to do Emacs Lisp coding, which we were going to do yesterday, but we got distracted. I got distracted and talked random about psychology, about Myers-Briggs test, and so on. So today we are just going to code Emacs Lisp. Okay, we are going to code Emacs Lisp, and this is probably boring for you. Okay, now if you want to learn Lisp, I'm going to live code Lisp. Okay, and this is gonna be the problem is a little bit esoteric, and so if you don't know, you can go to Xa Emacs blog, and there is Lisp basics. I did a video on that. So that's introduction to Emacs Lisp. So if you have not yet, you can go watch that if you don't have any Emacs Lisp experience. But today, I'm just going to code something a bit more advanced. Okay, let me show you what am I going to code. Vocabulary, go to Xali programming blog. If you are here, say hi. Okay, say hi. Report, say hi, and any questions you have, post it. Okay, so I'm going to write a command. Let's see. So I'm going to write a command. Let me show you. On the pink window, you can see all my Emacs command calls and the keystrokes. I'm using a Vorak keyboard. This is a physical Vorak keyboard. This is Expose. Okay, let me show you. So Xali keyboard blog, you can search and find it, and you can go to ergonomic keyboards, and this is all you need to know, all you want to know about ergonomic keyboard. And today I'm using Expose Night. Okay, it's really fantastic. I recommend it. If you never had ergonomic keyboard, mechanical keyboard before, go out and buy it now. Okay. You can buy the Expose Night. Expose, I would recommend this one, okay? $150, Expose Nature. Buy that, or anything above that, okay? At least get the Expose Nature because it has a QMK firmware, which is very good. But if you are a student, you don't have money and you want to get your first mechanical keyboard, you can get this Expose Lite, okay? So Expose, so that's my keyboard, but I'm going to code Emacs Lisp, okay? So yeah, so it's gonna just be relaxed, and yes, and today's Thanksgiving, so how are you guys doing? So let's see. Hey, Louis, hello to Germany, and Desu Bringa, okay? Desu Bringa. Okay, so Emacs Lisp coding. So let's start. So let me show you what am I going to do. What is the problem? Let's see, video check, audio check, good. Okay, so the problem is, when you write a lot HTML, sometimes, for example, you have this block of text. For example, this is my, this block of text corresponds to this text block. So sometimes I want to move this to somewhere else. For example, I want to cut it, okay, then go to math blog and show in browser. So this is another blog, my mathematics blog. So I want to paste it there. Okay, so you see, and show in browser. Now you can see I pasted some text here. But now if I click it, file not found, because all the relative links, you see, are incorrect now because of the directory structure. So if you move, if you copy and paste a block of text from one directory, and let's say, all these links are within the current directory. So all those files are somewhere here. if you move to another page, let's say calculators, this page, and you paste it there, it'll be fine. Let's see, this is a calculators page, okay? But if you move the link to some other directory, let's say I go up one directory, and let's say index.html, and I paste it there, all those links will no longer work because the relative links are incorrect. Okay, so undo, close it, close it. Okay, so show in browser again. So all these links are incorrect. Oh, that one still works because that one, let me show you. Okay, so that one is this one, and this one is going up one directory. You see // That's the Unix bad tradition. But anyway, that's go up one directory, then go to the Linux directory, then this file. Why Tiling Window Manager sucks. So this link still works, but all the others doesn't work anymore. Apple mouse doesn't work, you see. So I want to write a command. So let's do it. Let me show you, okay? So let's, first of all, I'm using XHTML mod. So I want to copy the whole section. I can press one key, copy the whole section element, okay? Cut it, show in browser, you see it's good. Now close this file. Now this is back to my show in browser, back to my keyboard block, okay? Keyboard block, and go here, paste them here, show in browser, keyboard block, they are back. You see, now you see all this link works. Mouse history, yeah, let's take a gander. Let's, you know, show some fun stuff. You know, mouse history, very interesting. Mouse history back then, this is 1980s. I remember using this optical mouse. This optical mouse, you need a special mirror pad. So anyway, mouse history app, and oh, this is back in the days. Today, this kind of ad is not allowed, but this is back in the day, in the 1991, when I started to use a computer. You know, you have these ads on PC Magazine. You know, there's no internet yet. Well, there is, but you wouldn't know. It's only used by scientists. There's no internet like the web yet. So anyway, so this is you know, this is mouse history, and this is kind of related because it's one of the kind of very popular game machine. So this is 1991, and then you have Logitech mouse, you know. Anyway, so because I write a lot of HTML, so constantly I need to move some block of text from one page to another. So I need to have a function that takes a text, a string, and for each local link in the string. Now, if it's links to external link to some URL, HTTP something, then there's nothing needs to be done. But if the link, if it's if it's anchor tag, this is one of the idiotic name, A for anchor. So basically just means link. You know, it would be better if they say if the tag is named link. So anyway, if you have a link that points to a local file, then the Emacs Lisp command will change it. Change just the link, okay? So that is the command. That is the thing we need to write. You know, I've been needing to do this for a long time, for several years. So let's go back to talk show, and let's begin our journey of coding this Emacs Lisp define. Okay, define. Let's give a name to our function XHTML. Change local link. Change local link in string. Okay, let's just name it that. Okay, so let's just name our function that. Change HTML change local link in string, and now let's document it. The most important thing. I usually write documentation before I code as a matter of style, coding style. Who else here watching? Say something, okay? And any questions, comments, just post it, okay? So this function will take 3 arguments. The first thing is a string, text block. The second argument is current, okay? Then the third argument is target, okay? 3 arguments. Now, what does this command do? Return a string that is the text block with all links, that is return a string that is text block HTML with all links in, or local links in it, changed appropriately. Let's say from current to target. Okay, this is not the best documentation, but we have to. So now this is technical writing. Technical writing is an art and a skill in itself. It takes a few years to master. So you want to be precise and with clarity, so people read it once, they understand it exactly. Unlike, in contrast to the Python documentation of the Python idiots. So here you want to say return a string that is text block HTML with all local links in it changed. Okay, this is not the best description, but let it be for now. You understand what I mean. And later on, after the video, when I put this code into my HTML mod, then I'll just make it better. It's quite an art to write documentation, because anyway. So yeah, let's begin. So let's begin. And what we want to do is we want by the way, I'm using Starfly keys. So you want to, let's go to programming blog. Okay, let's go to keyboard blog, because we already used that example. So we want to look at what the input text looks like. So this is what input text looks like. So basically what the command will do is you go through the input string, okay? Go through the input string, find each and every link that is anchor tag. The naming is problematic, this anchor tag, because if you say a tag, that's confusing, because a is a article in English. If you say change or a tag, that's ambiguous, so it's problematic. But if you say anchor, so here is another thing, that is another kind of field, a subfield, that is the naming of things. The naming of things in programming languages or in protocols, which is very critical, very, very extremely critical. Because when you have a programming source code, your function, even a programming language, in programming language, you have things like let, that's define local variable, interactive, that's something special to Emacs. You have define, that's defining variable. Some programming language will say lambda, some language will say function, such as Java. Some language will say subroutine, Perl, for example. In Python, you say def, I think def, So that's the naming of things, naming of function, naming of variables. It's quite significant. You want to be, you don't want it to be super long. You don't want to say define function, because then your code becomes too verbose, and that decreases readability. Meanwhile, you don't want to be cryptic, like, for example, cryptic, like the Clojure case. The Clojure Lisp, they have, I believe, the FN. Everything in Clojure is like just 2 or 3 letters. That's no good. Okay, so it's kind of an art. So here, for example, when whoever invented HTML from SGML, you have when you want to have a link, how do you call it? Because given the way it is, if you say anchor tag, if you say anchor tag, most people will say, what the fuck is anchor? What anchor? Anchor my ass. Okay, that's an idiotic name. But for reasons, maybe back in 30 years ago, 40 years ago, it was meant as some sort of anchor. I don't know the history, but the context, maybe it was 40 years ago in 1980s in SGML, where HTML came from. So back then, maybe that is this A thing is meant as some kind of anchor. Okay, anchor meaning fix it in place, something. But anyway, as far as we know, it's just link or hyperlink. Okay. So today, when you say anchor tag, people get confused because there's no such word in all HTML. It's not a keyword in HTML. So you have so the situation now is a problem. Is a manifestation of a problem of a bad naming. Okay, and we all just suffer from it. Every day. We can't say a if we say a tag, that's not too clear. Or if we say tag a, that's not too clear. If we say anchor tag, then what the fuck is anchor or anchor element? So that's a problem. But if you say link, everyone knows what it means. The link, you click a link, or hyperlink. But then the link doesn't correspond to any of the keyword in HTML. There is actually there is a tag named link. Okay, so for example, let's do it, link. Okay, but it means something else. For example, you can see an example. Let's delete that. Go to the top. You can see that is what link is. It's kind of internal, but anyway, that's. So we are kind of going through the baggage, the 30 years of baggage of HTML that troubles us to this day. Every programmer, the millions of web dev have to suffer from this. This is just one of the examples. There's a lot more. So anyway, so we want to go through the input stream and find every link. Let's just say tag A, okay, and find every link, and if it is a local link, change it so it works with a local link with respect to, so it works with the target, okay, so something like that. So it is correct with respect to target, okay. That's the task, okay. Now Lisp coding. Emacs, so intriguing, yes. So now we're gonna code Emacs Lisp. So you got a text block. You wanna go through the link. What to do? Well, you know, like I said, you are, you are wasting your time watching me coding this because this is rather, this is not a simple Emacs Lisp. So I have to do a lot of kind of thinking and how do you do this? So a text block, that's a string. So you want to, so first let's just push forward. Let's just code whatever, because when I'm doing YouTube live coding, it's the best way to always just push through, whatever comes to, once like when you think of one way to do it, just do it. So instead of thinking about, which way is the best, and, so that way you guys, can see, the activity, like when you watch a movie, involving hackers or cybernetics or coding, you will see whenever they show someone programming, it's like and all the keys lights up, yeah. And so we need some music for that as well. So anyway, so we need to so first of all, let's create a with temp buffer. Okay, with temp buffer. Now if you have a question, just ask me, okay, because it's gonna be kind of boring anyway. If you, you need to know some Emacs Lisp in order to know what I'm doing. So with temp buffer and insert. So with temp buffer creates a temporary buffer, okay, and we just insert text block into it, okay, and then now prettify the code. Okay, with temp buffer we create a buffer, then we insert the giant string into it, then we go to the beginning of the buffer, go to char. The beginning buffer would be point min, okay, point min. That function returns the position of the beginning of the buffer, okay. Usually you can just say go to 1, the first character is 1, okay, that's the beginning of a buffer. But if you have narrow to region and things like that, then the beginning of the buffer is not 1, because well, I'm not going to explain too much detail because I did so many Emacs Lisp videos before. So let me just go on. Any quick hint to learn Emacs? Oh yeah. Well, one thing you can do is just go through my tutorial. Okay. Let's today we are going to finish coding this for sure. So you can just go to my tutorial, Emacs tutorial, and each day read a couple articles, like read 3 or 5. Each day spend 30 minutes to read, download, check version, that's a preparation, launch and quit, every day, take half an hour on a few articles, okay? Then you have font, the first thing you want to know is probably how to change font in Emacs. So here's how you do it. And then one of the first thing you started to want to know is how to split windows. You see, split. Oh my god! Split. That's what you want to do. The power of Emacs, and you can have a shell here. Let's start E shell. Wait, what? Yeah, let's start E shell. So here's a E shell. We are in PowerShell, so. Well, I'm on Windows, but Windows doesn't, so you have to do ls in E shell. Or we can start PowerShell. Anyway, so each day just spend a few, half an hour to read one of them, okay? Depending on how your type of personality, how you like to learn. But I recommend, the thing is persistent, okay? Do not come to Emacs thinking it's a God-sent editor. You're gonna master it in 1 month. Then maybe you have some frustration, and after a month you abandoned it. That's no good. Rather, think of it this way. Emacs is a very classic, old editor and super powerful. You know that for sure because, either you have seen me or you have seen many other people. There are many other Emacs tutorials out there. You can also watch them, So, so you can learn. So Emacs is a powerful editor. But the problem is it takes some time to learn, That is right. If you are impatient, your best editor is VS Code. But if you are, you are thinking about for the next 10 years or 20 years, you are going to be a programmer for life. Or if you are a technical, you are a computer operator, whatever you do, movie editing or whatever profession, you're gonna need a text editor. So Emacs or Vim or even Vim is a good choice, or NeoVim. Okay, so you wanna do it every day, and you want to use it in a practical way. So every day, whatever you do, just use Emacs. Okay, use Emacs. So one way to learn is just each day, just read a few articles. Then you'll get to Emacs init, which is whole lots of things, and Emacs keys, customizing keys, and so on. So I would recommend, if you ask me, I would recommend just read my tutorial. Spend half an hour a day. Do that for 1 or 2 months. Okay? Start from scratch. There are too many options. I can't cover everything. Of course, you might like, there are Doom Emacs. There's also Space Max. You can use them. But if you ask me, those are also good options. But, you can also begin from scratch. Okay? That's what I actually recommend. And of course, my Softlight keys, you might come to know eventually. That's what I'm using. Okay, back to Emacs Coding. And eventually you'll learn Emacs Lisp. Okay, so back to coding. So here we go to the beginning of the buffer. Then here is what we do. Okay, search forward. Regular expression, search forward. Okay, that's what we want. We want to search for, now split buffer again, we want to search for anchor tags. We want to search for text of this form. Okay, so wait, yeah, what? That. So we want to search for something like that. Okay. So we can paste that here. Okay, and we need in Emacs Lisp quotes needs to be escaped. So you can do escape quotes there better. So you want to search for something of this form, href. Okay, and for now, sometimes you have a class here, but for now let's just ignore it. Sometimes you have class or style or ID. In fact, if you want to do it properly, you need a parser. But for me, let's just for this video, let's just do the simple way. Assume that all links are just a, then href. Okay. So here is arbitrary text that needs to be a regular expression. And I have a brief for that. So that regular expression is going to be strrg, regular expression. Do it. That is the regular expression we want. Okay, so copy that, move to here, paste it. Okay, that is the regular expression. That means search everything, any character that is not a double quote. And search the minimum of it until you reach your double quote. Actually, search the maximum until you reach your double quote. So this part will capture the link. Okay. that part will capture, for example, this link. Okay. Oh God, this is actually a lot of work. More than yeah, actually, there's a lot of work because what we need to do. Then we need to check if that's a local link or not. If it's a local, we need to do some change. Yeah, more than okay. Let's keep going. Now, in Emacs Lisp regular expression, any backslash needs a backslash. So we need a backslash titus. Okay, but not the backslash before the double quote. How do I know? Well, by experience, or you can read, my Emacs tutorial on regular expression. There's an article on that. So here's a regular expression that captures a link. Then what about the text? The text we don't care. Okay, leave it be. So all we care is to capture the first part. Okay, and once we captured it, now why is it color? Yeah, it's correct. What? HTML, so optional bound nil, no error true, and count, no, we don't care. Okay, so we find that link. Now we got the link. Now we want to check if that link is local link as opposed to HTTP. Okay, oh my God, this is gonna be a lot coding, yeah, a lot coding. So let's see, playing Emacs sucks. Well, you have to start somewhere, because if you use, I know of Lamio, you use Doom Emacs, that is great. But it's like the cloud that somebody else's setup. It's like the cloud. It's someone else's computer. If you want to master Emacs, to change Emacs to suit your ways, your style, then you want to start from scratch. A lot of Emacs users actually eventually do it anyway. Not everyone, but you can use Emacs for 10 years and not knowing anything about Emacs Lisp or init file. That's fine. So different people for different styles. So let's see what's next. So how do you deal with using Emacs in both Mac and Linux where the super old keys are switched? That's easy. That's trivial. You don't even have to, because on the Mac, for example, that's a different topic, but let me show you, okay? Let's go to keyboard block again, showing browser. So you are asking, Mac or Windows or Linux, they have different modifier key arrangement. So for that, you go to software how to. So you can see how to create keyboard shortcut. So you have a section on Windows, section on Linux. It's all about key mapping, key rebinding, how to create your own key shortcuts or keyboard macros. Okay, then you have a section on Mac. Of course, you have a section on Emacs. So you go to, for example, to your question, if you are asking that question, how do you switch between? Well, mostly you just, for the Mac, you just go to, the system preference. Okay, there, swap modifiers. You see, on the Mac, you just swap the, control and opt. Actually, there are so many ways to do it. In Emacs, for example, okay, let me cover another way. Okay, so again, let's go to Emacs. Okay, Emacs block. You click on Emacs keys, and then you go to meta X. Okay, so the meta key. Then you can see what is the meta key, some introduction. Where is the meta key? On Microsoft Windows, by default, it's Alt. On Linux, it's also Alt. On Mac, it may be Option or Command. depends on which Emacs distribution you are using. In other words, depends on where you got the Emacs. They can, and you can change them, by the way. So anyway, so you have to, if you want to do that, read these articles. Okay. So you can change it system-wide on the Mac, for example. You can also change it in Emacs if you prefer that way. Swap the Alt with the, swap the Mac's option and command key, or swap the Windows Alt and Windows key, depending on, and it also depends on which keyboard you are using, because some keyboard, they are designed for the Mac. So then if you use it on Mac, no problem. If you use on Windows, then your Windows key and Alt got swapped, So, and depends on your keyboard. And also depends on if you have a gaming keyboard or programmable keyboard. Many of these, for example, this one, you can swap them. Sometimes there's a switch in the back. You just switch to the Mac, then the Alt key and the Windows key will be swapped. Okay, so that's that's a question where you can easily find the answer. So it's not a big question. That's a question where you can easily find a lot of solutions, different solutions. So let's go back to coding this. Oh my god, I don't know if we can finish. 45 minutes already. Shit. So actually, let's focus on this coding. Okay, we want to get this to work. Flamio, just use XARFly keys. Okay, don't mix with evil mod. They are not compatible, and they do not tolerate each other. If you're gonna use XARFly keys, kick the evil mod out. Forget about it. It would be, I would say, superior than the evil mod. But if you prefer, you want to be able to use Vim, you prefer to be fluent in both Emacs and Vim, then evil mod is a good choice. Okay, you can choose that. You have 10 years using Vim, then that's your thing. That will be fine. Okay, so let's finish coding this. So next, so we got the link. Now we need to check if it's check if the link is local link. God, a lot to do, man. A lot to code. So first of all, we need an if statement. If you found a link, okay. If you found the link. Wait, what's going on? Wait, we missed. We forgot a backslash. That's why. Okay. So first of all, search for a link. If it is found, then do your things. Okay. Then we do whatever here. If the link is not found, do nothing. Okay, nil. Okay, predefine the code. Good. Now, so if a link is found, such as this one, check if the link is local. Okay, how we do that? You can do, first of all, let's create a local variable. And let's just say x href val. Okay, that means the value of the href attribute. Okay, so first of all, we want to set this to match string. Okay, you see, we captured the link here, so we can retrieve it using this function match string. So we say 1 means the first capture. Okay, that's right. So this xhref var is the link string. Okay, now let's rename the variable. Let's use a $sign. So it's kind of customary to PHP or Perl programmers. It indicates it's a variable. In Emacs, you don't need that, but I have a convention to do that, because you can textually determine which token is a variable by prepending a $sign to it. Now this has a lot of advantages. This sort of use of naming variable is called Sigil. It's popularized by Perl, then PHP, and Clojure. Clojure has a ton of it. Let me show you Clojure. Okay, so you just search for Xali search, then you type Clojure, then you can see there's a lot. Let's see, what is Clojure in programming? Clojure, that's another Clojure. You want Clojure with a J. Okay, so Clojure, I have a tutorial of it, of course. Then there it is, tutorial, the metadata, Sigil. Okay, Clojure Sigil's meaning. Let me show you that one, because this is something of particular interest to me, because when I study programming languages, the thing I focus the most is the syntax, and the naming of variable, or the form of the variable, is one of the critical part of the syntax. So as you can see, Clojure Lisp, the language you love, like many Lisp people, many Lispers, when they see me using the $sign, they will react, the fucking Xar idiot, That's their reaction. A lot of for example, many of the popular Emacs Lisp coders, when they see my code with the $sign, they will just laugh at it. They will laugh. They'll say, this idiot, they don't know, I don't know Lisp, and, introducing the Perl and PHP things into Emacs Lisp. But they don't know. They don't know shit, this Lisp phonetics. Okay, let me tell you the reason. I'm digressing, but let me tell you the reason why I use the Sigil. And in fact, Sigil, you'll see it in Lisp too. It's just that they don't realize it, this Lisp idiot. Okay, for example, you see, that is very common Lisp syntax. You'll see this everywhere. Apostrophe, then parentheses. What the fuck is that apostrophe? That is a Sigil, my friend. You also see it, not just there, but for example, you can have this Sigil X. What the fuck is that apostrophe? That's a Sigil. Just like this variable with a $sign in front. It has a special meaning in Lisp. Okay, in this case, it's a quote. Okay, and in Lisp you have other sigils. Okay, you have other sigils like that, a tick or back tick, or it's called grave accent. Okay, the Unicode name is grave accent. Okay, so you also have, in common Lisp, you have worse. You have that Sigil. Those are sigils. Okay, so they exist in Emacs Lisp, in Scheme Lisp. Scheme Lisp has more, and they exist in common Lisp even more. Now in Clojure Lisp, you got even more. You got 10 times more Clojure Lisp. The Sigil. So for example, a variable may start with the asterisk sign. It may end with a question mark. It may end with a band. It may end with a dash or a hyphen. The Unicode for this character, the Unicode name is called hyphen minus. Okay, normally we just call it a minus sign or dash or hyphen. Hyphen is most common, traditional. Or in Clojure Lisp, you a variable may also begin with a colon sign. Each one of them has a special meaning in Clojure. Some of the meaning is by convention, meaning that it's just by convention. It tells you what the purpose of the variable is for, but it does not have a meaning in the language. Okay, so that is by convention. But some of them has a meaning in the language. That is, if you see a variable with a particular prefix, then the language interpreted that variable in certain way. Okay, so some of them are conventions, some of them are part of the Clojure language syntax. Okay, so you see all these sigils and the slash. By the way, that doesn't mean division, my friend. This slash is not division. This is a namespace separator. Okay, so you can see Clojure has then double colon, then backslash character, then a variable may also be just an underscore, or this character in Unicode is named low line. Okay, traditionally it's called underscore. Okay, then you have quite a lot. You have the, this is Clojure. Okay, normally in Lisp tradition, a function is always usually spelled out, but in Clojure you have a lot weird things like a dot, a period is also a kind of a function. Then you have like a symbol followed by dot, then it means something else. Two dot means something else. Alphanumeric followed by a dollar sign, then followed by alphanumeric, that means something else. Okay, it means access Java inner class. Clojure is intertwined. It's like intertwined with Java. They are very intimate, Clojure. That is why a lot of people, me in particular, do not like Clojure. If Clojure cut off its relation with Java, then it's good. Okay, but Clojure, when you learn, when you do Clojure, everything is like going around Java. And in fact, you have to know Java to know Clojure. You have to. You cannot code Clojure without, because you see, Clojure, all these are just calling Java methods. It's like intertwined. It just, so there's much more. There's all this syntax. So normally you would think that Lisp is just parentheses, right? Not so in Clojure Lisp. In Clojure Lisp, your code is not just parentheses. You have this special, correct braces. Then you have correct colon symbol. It's a shortcut for this form with meta. Then you have the @ sign. Then you have the pound sign. Then you have the pound sign followed by braces. It means something else. Here it means a set, okay, a set. Okay, that's enough. So you get the idea, you get the idea about the sigil, the use of sigil in Clojure. Very, very complex. Okay, so so my point is my rant against the Lisp phonetics. This Lisp, often typical Lisp phonetics. They don't know things. They don't know things, but they think Lisp is great for the wrong reasons, just because they like it. I like Lisp because it's functional programming. Okay, most of all, the number I like Lisp. Okay, more than say JavaScript, Python, Ruby, Java, and C or C++, crap, the idiocy, C and C++, those idiotic languages. But why? Why do I like Lisp more than this other? Because the number one reason, the predominant reason over all the reasons, is because Lisp programming is functional programming. Now, if you are a Zoomer, you might say, oh, Lisp is not functional because Haskell this or that. Anyway, that's another story. So anyway, so let's get back to this. Found your paid Emacs tutorial. Is that still a thing or outdated? God, my Emacs tutorial is all free online, okay? But if you like my stuff, you can pay and you'll get a downloadable version, which is exactly the entire my website for the Emacs section. That's what you'll get. So you'll get instant, instant page load. Let's go to my Emacs. Yeah, instant. Let's see. Go to Emacs tutorial. Let's magnify. You can get instant page load, and if you like my stuff, if you think I'm a good guy, you want to support it, pay me. Okay. We talked for 1 hour and we barely begin to code this problem. So let's get back to it. God, we need to do this. We rambled a lot. By the way, good plugin to spreadsheet. Okay. Random questions. So you guys random. Do we have a serious person here who are really learning Emacs Lisp? Is there a free downloadable version for Wolfram language? I talked about that 1,000 times. If you watch any one of my video, be serious about it, not just random. Okay, so let's go back to code this. So now we got a link and we want to check if it's a local link. So if string match, okay, that's how you check a regular expression against a string. So the string is that optional start, we don't care, and the regular expression is, so let's say HTTP. Okay, so if so HTTP s optional and followed by colon / okay, so if the string matches that, then it's nil. Okay, otherwise it's local. Okay, then we're gonna do something here. So if the string is local link, okay, so let's prettify the code. So if the string matches HTTP, we have to put a correct, that means match from the beginning of the line. Hey, Flamio, thank you. So if the string matches HTTP, that's non-local, do nothing. Okay, otherwise it's a local string. So when it's a local, let's quickly finish this. I hope to have a basic form to demonstrate that this code works. Okay, a very basic form. Then that's it for today. So we showed the basic way to do this. Okay, so if string is HTTP, ignore it. Otherwise we want to get the full path of the string. Okay, let's write it out. Okay, so how do you do that? Well, you can expand file name. Okay, I believe that's the command. You can, I know it out of my head because I've been coding Emacs Lisp for 15 years. But for you, you'll find it by learning basic Emacs Lisp. You'll find a tutorial here about practical Emacs Lisp, about how do you get all the directories functions. For example, file and directory path. So you can check file exists, rename file, or copy or delete file, or get get a list of files names, or create directory, or get a directory part of a file, or get the file name extension, and so on. So that's how I know, I just use it so often, so that's why I know out of my head. Okay, so expand file name of this, probably a relative path, then with respect to the relative the, and that part will be current. Okay, so that is how we get the full file path. Okay, so let's put let's just say that there. Okay, so full path, set full path equals to, okay, something like that. Then we got the full path, then we want to find the relative path, but with respect to the target directory. Okay, so what we can do is, so again, we refer to file relative name. You see that one, file relative name. Okay, now I'm a bit cold. I think I need to put on a coat because it's winter, Halloween, not Thanksgiving. How's you guys Thanksgiving? Regular expression, well, I can explain that topic, but that's gonna, regular expression, actually there's nothing you can do. I mean, yeah, regular expression is hard to read, that's true, but ultimately that is the nature of it. There is not much you can like, in other words, you cannot fix the problem, the unreadability, the hard to read situation of regular expression. You can make it better a little bit, but not really, because that is the nature of regular expression. Wait, that's not correct. Actually, yeah, you can. Yeah, I take it back. You can have complete syntax that replaces regular expression and make it so much easier to read. Yeah, there is, but I'm not gonna talk about it. For example, there's Wolfram language. There's a syntax called string expression. Okay, in Wolfram language, you have regular expression. You also have string expression. Let me show you. Okay, so Wolfram language, you just search for XR Wolfram language, then you go down, then you'll see a regular expression section. You can just search for it. There it is, pattern matching, pattern syntax. Okay, you click on that, and you can see pattern wait, this is not regular expression. You need string patterns. Okay, not the symbolic pattern. So there, string pattern. Okay, so you click on string pattern, so you can see regular expression. So that's how you do regular expression in Wolfram language. But you also see this string expression. You see, so what is string expression? That is just like regular expression, but allows you to, but it uses a different syntax. Okay, so string expression is a alternative syntax to regular expression that's available in Wolfram language. Now, in Emacs Lisp, you also have alternative expression for regular expression, a Lisp-based syntax. For example, let me show you. Okay, that package is called Rx. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so here, so if you really want to, in Emacs Lisp, you can use this package to do regular expression. This one is called Rx. Okay, the file name is just rx.el. You see, and it's in a, it's bundled with every Emacs, in a Lisp directory. So you can see, you represent or by parenthesis or something. So this is a alternative syntax for regular expression. Okay, Rx package in Emacs Lisp, or string expression in Wolfram language. So That's two alternative syntax for regular expression that I'm aware of, okay? Each one of them is easier to read, okay? So let's go back to our code. Close that. So now you want a relative path and a target path, okay? So you get the relative path. So now, okay, you got that. Now you need to delete the link you found. Okay, so, well, oh God, this is hard to do. So you actually need, so check match string. So if you found a link, we save the link to href value. Now I'm getting tired. My back hurts. So href value is the link. Now if you check if it's a local link, if it is a local link, you get a full path and you want to replace the original link. So you can say delete region. So actually match begin. Let's add more variable, okay? Match begin. Let's say position 1, position 2, okay? P1, P2, okay? So that's two positions, integers, position of the cursor, okay? So we want to get the region. So how do we know the beginning position of the link and end position of the link? We can get it by this way, okay? By this way. So set q match beginning, okay, 1, okay. So this will be P1, okay, and here match end, okay, 1 means the first capture. So now P1 and P2 is now the beginning position of the link, and P2 is the end position of the link, okay. We got that. So now here once we found it's a local link, we get a full path, then we get the relative path, new, okay. Let's just say that to make everything clear. Okay, so new relative path will be set there, okay. Then delete region, then you need to, so delete region. First of all, go to char, go to the region where the beginning of the link is at, go to the position, then delete the link. Actually, delete the link, then insert the new path, okay. Okay, so I think that's it for one link, okay. We need to do this for other links. This is just the first occurrence of a link we found, okay. But I think that's it. Let's remove these comments and let's end this video, okay. So let's see. So here is our code. Here is essentially our full code. So that's it. Okay, check one more time before we run it. So we search. So we got a text block, and we got a current directory and target directory. So first of all, we create a new buffer, insert the text into it, go to the beginning of the buffer, search for a link. If found, do this, otherwise do nothing, okay. So so if we found it, then get the link text, get the position, beginning and end, then check the link is local, okay. If it is, then we get the full path. We get a new path with respect to the target. Then we delete the region. Then we go to char. And we insert the new link. Okay. Then before we are done, we need to get buffer string. We want to return the whole string. Okay. So buffer string is a function that returns. You can say point minimum. Okay, this is how you do it. You can grab the whole buffer content into a string. Okay, that's what this returns. So this should, okay, let's try this. Okay, so now we need to evaluate this function. Now let's test. Okay, let's test this function. We need to call it. So test function first. Okay, so let's do this quickly. I gotta go take a break, and so let's go back to our keyboard block. Okay, keyboard block, and let's so let's grab the text here. For example, that's our text, and this is a text. Again, you need to escape the quotes. Okay, so copy that. So here is a string. Okay, we got a string first argument, text block. Now the directory. Okay, so let's go to keyboard again. Here is the directory. Copy the directory path, close it, put the directory path there. That's correct. Then we want the target directory. Let's say I'm going to move it to Xali info. Okay, so this is Xali info. So this is a different directory. Copy that. So you see, now we can run this code, this block of code, see if it works. Okay, now first of all, eval the function. Now, okay, eval. It worked. Did it? Yes. What? No, wait. Okay, there's error. You can see the output is here. Okay, so you can see, let's copy it. Okay, so copy it, new buffer, paste it. So here is the output. You can see the first line has changed. You see this mouse history, it changed, but it's not correct. Something is wrong. So we need to fix it. Oh yeah, we know, because you see these two are supposed to be directories, not file names. You see these two variables is supposed to be directories. Easy to fix. Okay, we user error. That's actually user error. Now it should work. Okay, let's do it again. Control U, then eval the buffer. That way you'll paste the output into where my cursor is. There it is. So in the xali.info, if you want to go to the mouse history, then you go to the keyboard directory, then mouse. Correct. You see, compare. You see that and that. So it's correct. So that's it for today. We finished, what we need to do. This command, however, is not complete, because we need to do not just that one, but the next one, for every and each link we found, we need to do it. And it's easy to fix. So it's easy to fix. So let's fix it now. Okay, so search for word. Let's put a while loop. Okay, while search for word. Okay, there. Then So if it's found, while this search forward is true, found a link, then we do our thing. Then, then when it all is done, we just grab the whole buffer string, okay? There. So let's run it again, okay? Let's run it, let's run this, evaluate it, and go back here, delete that, Control U, eval last buffer. There it is. You can see the second line, Apple mouse, also fixed. You see the third one, Neo Geo, also fixed. The fourth one, also fixed. You see, so perfect. This is complete. Okay, so we could try some other, links with more nested directories to make sure our code is correct. But you get the idea. So this is the result. So this is fantastic. So now we pop it back to the HTML page showing browser XOS talk show today. Here is the fruit of our code today. We need to syntax color it, showing browser again, maximize. So that's our fruit today. Beautiful, fantastic. Now you see here, this is a function. Now, in order to make this really useful, I need to write some other wrapper functions so that I can just copy paste, a block of text from one directory to another and get all the links automatically changed. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Flamio. So that's it for today. Sent you 30. Thank you, Codeman. Condemned 77. Parser generator. Tree sitter is a good parser generator. I'm not sure about that. I think you showed me on Discord. I think Crazy Frog. I think you are. All these pseudonyms makes things much more difficult. I think you are someone who. Crazy Frog. I remember someone showed me the tree frog somewhere. Is this you, Laezo? Somewhere tree frog. Okay, I think tree sitter. Okay, so Laezo is tree frog, I think. So it's a parser. Who wrote this and what language is it written? Now, usually if it's written in C or then I trust it. If it's written in Emacs Lisp, no. That's just the nature of things. Even I despise C and C++. Because I have tried the Lisp, they're not good. Because the easier the language, you tend to have less knowledgeable coders. So C and C++ and Java, they are hard. They are rather more harder language, and Rust too. But that also means often, most of the time, statistically speaking, those coders knows more stuff, more computer stuff, because it's more difficult. But it doesn't mean that those languages, it doesn't mean you should, stick with low-level language. Otherwise, let's all code assembly. There's a reason you should have higher-level languages, such as Golang. Golang is very good, okay, excellent low-level, and also auto-manage. Golang is fantastic. So this tree sitter is written in Rust, as I believe. Okay, so I can trust it. But what does it do? There are tons of parsers. Okay, and also, okay, I withhold my opinion because I have not written a parser myself. Okay, so but what do you want about it? Tree sitter is a good parser generator. Yeah, but what do you want to do with it? Do you use a website builder for your... No. have you not seen, everything is manual. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so go back to my top directory, Kasali web. Let's just go to Kasali info. Okay, you see, now go start PowerShell. That's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, if you like my videos, comment. Okay, you get the timestamp where you think it's useful or something you want to comment. Get a timestamp, post it on YouTube, comment, or go post on Twitter or on your blog. Okay, spread what you like. And next step is donate. Okay, Patreon, PayPal me. Okay, give me some candy. That is a good way. Put money where your mouth is. Good way to advance society, not by drama and clickbaits. Okay, so especially you open source fanatics. Okay, so now the file recurse filter. Okay, anything HTML and pivot to measure. Okay, so I have 7,804 files on Kasali.info. So you can see, tons of it. And I also have, how many do I have it on Kasali.org? So let's go to it. CD background. Oh, let's magnify. Okay, let's magnify. CD Kasali.org. Okay, and run the same command. Measure. 3,000 files on Kasali.org. 7,000 files, close to 8,000 on Kasali info. I need to CD. Well, let's do this again. So let me. Okay, so now the Kasali.org. Okay, and now Kasali info. So altogether, I have 11,000 files. Each and every one of them are manually coded, manually written. Okay, each one of them. Yeah, just like what we did today. Every tag, every character is manually done with the help of Emacs Lisp, of course, and some script in Python over the years, from Perl to Python to Golang. Yeah, that's it. So that's one of the frequently asked questions. Everyone wants to know, what web generator, static generator, what do you use? I use Emacs manually. Okay. Okay. Bye, guys. 9 people. I'm tired. So we shut down in 1 minute. I'm tired. I need to get up and walk. Okay, so we did this. Fantastic. Bye.